What's up everyone? In today's video, we're breaking down Joel's epic rampage in the season 1 finale of Last of Us. This rampage occurred in episode 9 when Joel massacred an entire base of Fireflies to free Ellie from being operated on. We're going to do a play-by-play of this entire rampage sequence, starting from when Joel is getting marched out of the building by the 2 Firefly soldiers. No time to waste, let's get going. Oh, and if you do end up enjoying this video, please drop a like and subscribe. I'm unemployed right now and doing this full time, so every penny counts.
Much like Chen's dire financial situation,
where's the money, Lebowski?
The launch pad for this sequence is brutally honest. It's a combo with Marlene and Joel after both he and Ellie have been captured by Fireflies.
So we start with Marlene telling Joel the bad news. Yes, Ellie will have to die in order to make the cure. Joel is distraught, but it doesn't matter. The greater good is key. So Marlene tells her guards to escort Joel to the highway, and if he tries anything, kill him immediately. At this point, it seems pretty bleak for our boy, but he is the Mandalorian after all, so he starts cooking up a way out of this mess. Now, we got 2 guards armed with rifles responsible for walking Joel out, so on the surface, I'm thinking, how the fuck is he getting out of this? Joel isn't saying a word, just walking slowly and darting his eyes all over, looking for some sort of opening. As he's walking, he purposefully slows down every so often just so the Firefly guards bump into him. He's just testing his boundaries, seeing how much he can get away with. The guards aren't paying much attention, just shoving Joel forward whenever he's moving too slowly. Let's freeze frame here. They're on the 4th floor, and Joel hesitates at the sign to check where Ellie might be, and he sees that the pediatric surgery unit is on the 6th floor. Joel then asks which way, and when the soldiers shove him towards the stairwell to go downstairs, this is when things get dicey. Joel's about to make his move, but let's take a break before it all goes down.
The clear difference between Joel and Marlene, despite her
I'm the only one who understands.
line, is the force motivating each of them. Marlene and Ellie have history, but she's clearly all behind the Firefly cause no matter what.
No mercy.
Joel made it clear earlier in the episode that Ellie is literally the only thing keeping him going, thus the typical post-apocalyptic theme of human connection versus utilitarianism that Last of Us is so keen at showcasing takes form here. Without ruining the suspense, there are a few hints from earlier in the season that Joel wasn't exactly about to lay down on this one. The lengths that he went through to keep this kid safe say enough.
I ain't telling you shit.
It's okay.
No.
I believe him.
No.
Alright, time to get into the action. Midway through the stairs, Joel stops again. The lead Firefly soldier pushes Joel again forward, and after a few steps, Joel stops again, and this is when he makes his move. As soon as the guard shoves him, Joel turns around and just clocks him with an elbow. It makes sense because Joel is waiting for the distance to close, because with rifles, you need a good amount of space to get your shot off. Joel's like a fighter feeling out his range. With everyone bunched up on the stairwell, it gives Joel a margin of error to not get shot. Joel knocks the soldier down, snags his gun right away, and goes into shoot mode, blasting the other Firefly soldier dead in the stomach. Fuck. After neutralizing one soldier, Joel shoots the other guy in the kneecap. Imagine how fucking painful that is. Joel then shoots the dude in the head, takes some ammo and a switchblade from the other dead Firefly, and now it's time for Rampage season. Let's take a break before talking about the rest of this sequence.
Rampage for sure. Rule number 1 when escorting a cold-blooded killer, don't repeatedly push his buttons or you risk getting murked right off. Also, that's gotta be one of the more punchable faces we've seen in Last of Us in general, though season 1 had plenty of those. The weapon grab gives first-person shooter game flashbacks to when you finally kill the guy who's been hoarding the whole game and you get to reap the spoils.
Alright, back to the action. Let's call this level 1. Joel currently has 2 kills under his belt. He has the rifle up in Call of Duty position when he snipes the first Firefly through the glass. The dude is still alive when Joel rolls up to check on him, so he fires one more shot to finish him. Joel's efficient with the shot, not wasting any more ammo than is necessary. This brings his overall kill count in this building to 3. Now, the rest of the Fireflies are aware that this shit is going down, so the entire building is now after him. Joel's sweeping through the floor when more shots ring out from some Fireflies, and he's gotta take cover. It's wild just how cool and calm Joel is. He leans back and reloads while the Firefly soldier keeps firing shots. Right away, you can see the difference in discipline. The Firefly soldier is firing no-look shots at Joel, but those are simply a waste of ammo. Once Joel is reloaded, he waits for a break in the action and pops out and catches the Firefly right in the torso. Kill count is at 4 right now, gotta love it. Joel keeps sweeping through the floor and he sees one Firefly fleeing from the vicinity while another one pops out from behind the front desk and almost catches Joel. Joel pops out and lights the dude up in the chest, kill count at 5. Joel is so damn accurate and fast with his trigger that when he pops out, 0 mistakes are made. As Joel keeps clearing out the floor, he approaches a Firefly soldier who has just straight up given up. We can't tell if the guy was just terrified or Joel caught him before he had a chance to use his gun. Either way, the dude is dead as fuck. He drops the gun and gets to his knees, but it doesn't matter because Joel is in straight kill mode. As soon as he drops his gun, Joel one-shots him, kill count meter at 6. Good time to take a break and talk about what's going on so far. Damon, talk about how ruthless he's being.
The level of savagery he's actually engaging in first dawned on me when the soundtrack is considered. Everything about this scene is perfect. The score, put together by the same dude who worked on the soundtrack for the Last of Us video game, Gustavo Santaolalla, at a higher volume than the sounds of chaos and gunfire created by Joel himself, places us right there with him in the cockpit. Just look at those eyes. He's locked in. Like John Wick after those sick bastard Russians killed his dog. Rather than feeling each kill, we're sucked into the calm, controlled rage that's effectively numbed Joel as well. There's only one goal, and he'll stop at nothing until it's done. As for an explanation of why he's demolishing the Fireflies with ease, it goes a little beyond plot armor. Joel's picked up a wild amount of survival skills over the years since cordyceps broke out. Natural selection states that someone who's been through so many rivers of absolute shit and lived to tell the tale has to be a badass to keep up. Especially since our boy likes to operate without the protection of a larger group, he's a lone wolf. We've seen this man's skills, and with the adrenaline high he's operating on, it's not inconceivable that he'd take out so many quote-unquote soldiers who aren't exactly the cream of the crop based on what we heard earlier. Marlene said it herself that the crew she came across the country with struggled to make it across and protect her. Also, the guy Chen mentioned is literally taking a knee here like a quarterback giving himself up for a sack. This hints that we aren't exactly taking the brightest and best of the Firefly army to protect this hospital at the moment. This is a group of people united for a common cause and have some military training and skill here and there, but nothing really on Joel's level from this group. Picture setting a prime LeBron, MJ, or Kobe loose at a very competitive, but still recreational, pickup game. But instead of putting dudes on posters and taking ankles, they're taking lives.
Good points there, Damon. Now back to the action. As Joel moves down the floor, a Firefly soldier pops up from behind a hospital bed and fires at him. These Fireflies are way too loose with their shots, man. They fire well before Joel is in sight, and all it really does is give away their position. Joel hits the dude in the torso with a few shots, but runs out of ammo. The soldier is still alive though, but no need to worry. Remember that trusty blade Joel snagged from his first kill? He pulls that out and guts the guy to death and takes his gun. 7 kills now for Joel. Let's see if he hits double digits. We don't even see what Joel actually does with the knife. We just see the guy's body shake on the ground before he dies. Remember, the 6th floor is where the pediatric surgery unit is, so Joel was always going to have to climb the stairs. As he moves up levels, he finishes another Firefly soldier with higher ground. How could you lose with high ground, man?
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
By the way, 8 kills now for Joel. This next scene is a bit blurry and fast, so we'll try and do our best here. You know how in video games, if you're on a kill streak, you start getting into the zone and becoming more powerful? That's basically what Joel's on at this point. He hits the next level and destroys 3 Fireflies right away with an assault rifle flurry. That puts him over double digits now with 11 kills. We get some montage shots of the bodies strewn throughout the hospital. The assault rifle runs dry, so Joel grabs a pistol from one of the dead Fireflies. Great time to take a break.
Yeah, who wins in a shootout, a Firefly or a Stormtrooper? Both complete liabilities in precision combat, but it pays off for our protagonist here. The sequence is where the horror of what Joel is actually doing becomes more apparent. He's inflicting death upon death among this crew of people who, theoretically, are working to save the world. Yet, he has a mission and he's carrying it out with a cold-blooded expressionlessness that makes Tywin Lannister look emotional. This is part of the old combat mode Joel coming out, who emerged as a shell to protect Joel's deeper psyche from the trauma he experienced in losing his daughter, Sarah. The version of himself that does heinous things without feeling much in the moment. Nothing else really matters until Ellie's saved.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to pediatric surgery. Joel finally makes it to the 6th floor and starts creeping ahead. The hallway is pretty much empty with no soldiers there for protection. It's pretty chilling how Joel is just silent as fuck the entire time as he strolls down the hall, displaying zero emotion. He's in full battle mode now. As he reaches the end of the hall, he walks into the surgery room and sees the operation on Ellie. She's knocked out on anesthesia and there's one doc with 2 nurses working on her. Joel walks into the operating room and tells them to release her.
Unhook her.
The nurses are terrified because this is obviously a man who is unhinged, plus he has a fucking gun. The surgeon, on the other hand, is being pretty dumb. I don't know where he got his doctorate degree, but what an idiot. He refuses to release Ellie and he tries to come at Joel with a scalpel? Dude, you have no chance. There's way too much distance for you to close. Here's the thing, man. Killing any sort of trained health professional in this world is costly, especially a surgeon. But Joel doesn't give a fuck. He only cares about preserving Ellie's life, so he just caps the surgeon in his dome. By my count, his kill count is now what, 12? I'm really surprised that Joel kept the nurses alive. The terrified nurses free Ellie, who's still knocked out. Joel picks Ellie up and it's time to escape the hospital. Good time to take a break.
Hey, you know what they say, never bring a scalpel to a gunfight. Not to get overly analytical, but screw it, from the first steps Joel takes toward the hospital, we get the imagery of the pediatric wing. The zoo animals on the wall give us a callback to earlier in the episode when we see the giraffe and the other animals. It was a moment that symbolized how the natural world has continued to move on, but it was also a moment of peace in a sea of calamity. While it was nice and all, the reality of the world around Joel and Ellie can't coexist with that feeling for too long. The paintings are a reminder of a comfort in a time that's long past for them and the rest of humanity in general. Also, some irony in the fact that a pediatric wing is generally thought to be a place of healing for children, where in this case it could have been where Ellie's death sentence was carried out. To the scalpel guy again, for anyone who's played the video game or surfed through spoilers on Reddit, you know this doctor might have some more significance next season, and to me, Joel not killing the nurses shows that he still has some shred of humanity left in the midst of his rampage, especially after he gets Ellie in tow.
Yeah, now's a good point to just remind everyone, if you don't know yet, Damon and I have not played the video game, so we're kind of just raw dogging this thing. Anyways, with Ellie in his arms, Joel takes the elevator to the parking garage level. Incredible how the elevator is still somehow working post-apocalypse. As Joel is walking towards an SUV that's getting its battery charged up, Marlene comes out of nowhere with a gun pointed at Joel. She tries her best to reason with old Joel and get him to return Ellie. It's for the greater good, and Joel can't keep shielding her from reality. But does this man look like he's down for a negotiation? Hell no. Joel's got a gun the entire time hidden under Ellie's leg, and he caps Marlene right in the stomach. She should have just shot Joel, man. She should have just shot him. Joel calmly puts Ellie in the back seat and strolls up to Marlene as she's in Call of Duty Last Stand mode. She's begging for her life, but Joel simply does not care. He finishes her off with a headshot. Zero remorse from Joel. R.I.P. Marlene. Final kill count for Joel, lucky number 13. Goddamn.
That Marlene reveal had to have been straight out of the video game. That was classic. I never agreed with the premise that the Fireflies had to immediately perform brain surgery on Ellie. It was always kind of flimsy to me, like you couldn't have done slightly more research now that you have her here on the off chance that another solution is possible that doesn't involve cutting into her prefrontal cortex. When Marlene drops the
It's not too late. Even now, even after what you've done, we can still find a way.
you know Joel's thinking back on way more than just the bodies he caught in the hospital, because there's still a thick layer of guilt he's harbored based on what he did post-outbreak to get by. In my opinion, this is part of the reason he feels soulless or incomplete without Ellie. There was some legitimate introspection happening, but there's no way he was going to give her up. Especially because I don't wholly agree that Ellie would have traded her life for an attempt at proving the Fireflies hypothesis. She probably would have had a couple more questions. Is he using Ellie as a pseudo-daughter to recover from old wounds? Yeah. Could the procedure have produced a cure? Also, yeah. But at the end of the day, you've got to protect those that you love in a world as bleak as this. Joel could never have lived with himself if he gave Ellie up, and it was just a lose-lose for him from the jump. It'll have huge implications on next season, but I can't blame him 100%.
Alright, that does it for our Joel Rampage breakdown. If you really enjoyed this content, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Otherwise, you're not obligated to do anything. We'll catch y'all later, more to come.